His Bulls was possible. This squad, ready to improve on last season, was equal to the task. Johnny Dawkins and Charles Barkley led the way, and they made it look easy. Was this season going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3? The very next road game answered with a painful scream as Johnny Dawkins grabbed his knee on the Bradley Center floor.
See that right leg come down flat-footed. All of a sudden it buckles right there. You can see him pulling his leg up and holding it right there. That is a painful injury. And we certainly hope Johnny's all right.
Dawkins had torn his anterior cruciate ligament, however, and was lost for the season.
I'm disappointed that it happened to me, and yes, my first reaction was, why me? But, you know, all things happen for a reason, and you have to believe that. And just like it happened, I realized that I'm going to recover from it and hopefully be better than I was when I got hurt.
Despite being signed as a backup, Ricky Green, an All-Star in '84, has risen to the challenge.
Trying to fill the shoes of Johnny is very hard to do. We still miss him very dearly, and hope he come back to take some of this pressure off me.
The Sixers are Andre Turner's 6th NBA stop. Given minutes and confidence, Turner has shown he belongs.
You know, I think I'm coming in a situation where I feel to an extent that I'm needed. You know, I've talked with Coach Lanham and Gene Shue, and they both, you know, seem to think that, you know, I could fit in well with, you know, the scheme of things here. And, you know, my biggest thing is getting the opportunity, being able to get minutes and, you know, to display my abilities.
So with 2 stars and a cast of overachievers, the Sixers got on an early season roll, ripping through Detroit and the Celtics on their way to an 18-8 record. Though he had struggled, Mike Jaminski achieved a rare honor in Seattle on January 2nd.
Seattle Center Coliseum.
2 days later, Mike Jaminski, 10,000 points. Boston leads the way with the best record. Detroit is right behind them at 33-14, with the Sixers featuring the 5th best record at 24-20. Tonight, the 76ers visit the Palace in Auburn Hills to take on the Pistons. The Sixers have won 4 of the last 6 meetings with the 2-time defending NBA champions. With the injured Isaiah Thomas out, the 2 coaches will try to work some new strategies into this evening's matchup. The Pistons will need additional scoring from their front court. The Sixers, meanwhile, will try to crack the best defense in the NBA.
Live from the Palace in Auburn Hills, it's the Sixers versus the Pistons. By Miller High Life, the best comes shining through. Neil Funk, Steve Mix, as we're about set to go. Crawford to put it in the air, and the tap as Barkley jumps against Edwards, run by the Pistons. Dumars, who as Steve touched on at the top, asked to do an awful lot now in the absence of Isaiah. Benny Johnson, they'll look for him to score a bit more. Edwards in the paint, and the jumper good.
Yeah, they need James Edwards scoring. There's no doubt about that. Take some of the pressure off Joe Dumars, because it's an awful lot to ask when you have to go out and play good, solid defense every night and score.
Percy with a finger roll that wouldn't grow off a little backdoor pass from Charles. 2-0 Detroit. The lead in the ball. Lambier down deep against Gilliam. Takes him in, goes over the left-hand hook, rolls it up on the rim and good.
You've just seen a rarity right there. Bill Lambier posting up and making a good, solid move into the post area. Usually he's taking that little 18-20 footer.
Mahorn against Lambier. Got it. That'll count, and he'll go to the free throw line. Lambier the foul. So Rick Mahorn returning the favor at the other end as he posted up.
Take a look at a good, strong move right here by Rick Mahorn, and you see the left arm going out. It just caught Rick Mahorn as he's pulling the ball up past his chest. Good call by the referee that time.
Mahorn with 3. He looked to be a little more offensive against the Timberwolves, Steve.
He really did. And you know, when you're out of the offense for the most part for 2 games, you only took 6 shots in 2 games. There's a nice feed by James Edwards to Bill Lambier, but you have a tendency to want the ball, and you look for the ball, and that's exactly what Rick Mahorn did against the Timberwolves.
They've got Edwards on Gilliam. Gilliam into the lane, spins around, goes up with the right hand, and scores off the glass. Armin Gilliam. And it is 6-5, the Pistons by 1. Dumars and Benny Johnson in the backcourt. Rodman, Lambier, and Edwards the front line. Dumars and Edwards, 2-man game on the left side. Edwards against Mahone. Jumper is off target, and the rebound Lambier. And they'll get a multiple shot trip out of this as Vinnie Johnson circles the wagons at the top. Dumars flashes. Ball popped up in the air and stolen by Ricky Green with a quick hands. Lead is for Hersey. Drives, layup good. Now we'll see if the Sixers get after him defensively, trying to trap as Phoenix did.
Joe Dumars, despite the fact that he's a good ball handler for the most part, is not a true point guard. They want to pressure him and try to make him cough up the ball. Right there is another turnover. Phoenix had 18 turnovers the other night, or Detroit had 18 turnovers against Phoenix the other night that led to 24 points.
Dumars on a drive, wild shot, missed it, and the rebound Gilliam. Sixers lead 9-6. Charles, first time he's touched it, and here's a whistle inside. Mahorn and Edwards banging. The foul is on James Edwards.
Let's take a look at the matchups out there. There's a couple of solid matchups out there that you might want to watch all night long. One of them is Edwards and Mahorn. The other one is Rodman and Barkley.
Boy, that's always a good one.
Yeah, it really is. Dumars and Hawk.
There's Rodman against Barkley. Charles spins inside, beat not only Rodman, but beat Lambier, who came with help. And Charles has his first field goal, and the Sixers lead by 5. Again, Ricky Green getting after Dumars. Vinnie Johnson. Fall away, is on the rim short, tipped in, no, by James Edwards. Outside Hersey, nothing but net. Hawk for 3, off the right wing. As Detroit slept a bit getting back defensively. And Hersey exploited that. 14-8, Philadelphia. Vinnie Johnson drives and scores along the baseline.
May have heard Freddie Carter in the background yelling help. Once Vinnie got baseline, he was wide open. He did not get any help coming over from the weak side. Rick Mahorn or Armand Guillaume should have come over and given some help.
Vinnie Johnson matched up with Ricky Green. Hawkins shadowed by Dumars. Jumper Hersey, no. Rebound run down by Dennis Rodman. Vinnie Johnson, that's stolen by Charles. Great steal by Charles. Terrific anticipation. And another Piston turnover. And that has Chuck Daly just really fuming. Dumars safely across the timeline. The Pistons content with a slower tempo. Vinnie Johnson, good move into the lane. Hook won't go. Rebound Charles. The outlet is for Ricky Green. Sixers trying to pick up the tempo. Feed Mahorn. Jammed it home, and Chuck may want a timeout.
James Edwards had a decision. Should I take Ricky Green or should I get Rick Mahorn? He elected to go out and pick up Ricky Green, left Mahorn open for the wide open layup. Nice pass by Green.
And a timeout taken by the Pistons. They trail 18-10 with 7:20 left to play here in the first period. We'll be right back. Next Sixers ticket for half price. Just buy one game in February and you'll get the second one for half price. See Washington, Seattle, the Atlanta Hawks with Dominique. Call 336-2000. That's a deal you gotta love.
I
that.
would even
know
like
our
that.
producer
You
was.
see Bernard King, the new improved Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah. Sean Kemp, one of the most exciting young players in the game, and you get the second ticket for half price. Can't beat it.
6 games, and Detroit wants to make this a half-court game as much as possible.
Here's a whistle by Dick Bavetta as Edwards missed the free throw. I think he's going to shoot it again because Gilliam was in the lane too soon.
Philadelphia doing a good job on the offensive end early. 8 of 10, 80%. They're doing an excellent job. Detroit, not too shabby either, 5 of 9. But the thing that's killing Detroit right now, 3 turnovers. We're talking about the third best team in the league at protecting the ball behind Minnesota and Dallas. They have 3 early turnovers.
Now Edwards got a reprieve and didn't take advantage as he missed the second one. 18-11, Philadelphia the lead in the ball. Barkley against Rodman. Great matchup. Into the lane. Ducks in and goes up on a foul. Vinnie Johnson came with help from the top side. And the foul is on Vinnie, as he did against the Boston Celtics when they forced Shaw and the Celtic backcourt into an awful night. with some great team defense, great rotations, great traps. And you would expect that we'll see some of that tonight. If they can do that, they've got a chance to do as we touched on at the top, something that nobody else has been able to do, hand the Pistons their second consecutive defeat here at the Palace. Lambier rumbles into the lane and kicks it out. Jumper Dumars, no, and Charles Skies for the rebound. A 9.6er lead. Charles pumps up one right on the three-point line. Missed that, and Lambier the rebound. Lambier for three, and that's good. Lambier knocks it down from three-point land. And the Pistons to within 6.
He's been hot over. Go ahead. Well, he got it up in a hurry.
Gilliam deep in the corner and knocked that down.
I was going to say Bill Lambier 11 for 42 from three-point land, so he hasn't been knocking it down. So you'd think the Sixers would want him to take that shot.
And here's a whistle, and he's worried, Steve, with in the absence of Isaiah Thomas. You know, you're limited in your playing time, or practice time, I should say, and he's concerned about his backcourt.
He really is. It's going to be tough for him to find a good, solid substitute to get Joe Dumars off that point guard position, because Joe is not a true point guard. He'd rather play that two slot.
But guess what? As Gilliam misses and then battles for his own miss, and Rodman comes away with it, guess what? No one in the NBA is going to cry for Chuck.
No, not at all.
At least the other coaches and players. Lambier for three again. Bang again. Lambier, and that time a good step beyond the three-point arc.
Bill Lambier can shoot those as well as any big man in the league. You have to be concerned about where he is on the floor at all times. You don't, if you're Armand Gilliam or Rick Mahorn guarding him, you have to know where he is.
Ricky Green spotted up, and he has nothing but net. Free throw line extended on the right side. 24-18. Edwards all alone, runs in, and the layup's good. 24-20. Quickly at the other end, Gilliam, quick dunk. Sixers getting the ball up and down in a hurry.
And this is certainly a pace that Jimmy Lynam likes.
Right.
Chuck Daly, we told you, wants to keep that score around 85. Right now, you'd have over about 110, 12-point game.
Now they began to the Pistons to pick the Sixers apart defensively a little bit, as twice now, once Edwards and this time Rodman, inside for easy baskets. Hersey slashed his way across the lane, fires from the baseline, in and out, rebound, Gilliam back up short. Rebound kept alive by Gilliam in a loose ball foul.
Advantage at this juncture of the ball game, scoring-wise. Philadelphia has 9 points, shooting 57%. And Detroit just 2 points, shooting 17%. So Philadelphia backcourt doing an excellent job so far. There's a look at Ricky Green knocking one down over the outstretched hands of James Edwards for two.
Andre Turner, Hersey Hawkins, Rick Mahorn, Ron Anderson, and Armand Gilliam. Well, it wasn't a wholesale substitute, although Jimmy had 2 or 3 guys up. Driving Hersey, no. Rebound Sally, who has checked in. And so has John Long. Dumars jumper, nothing but net there. Right now for the Pistons, Long, Dumars. Long, of course, signed to a second 10-day contract yesterday. Rodman, Sally, and Lambier are the front line.
In 1978, who was the first game John Long ever played against?
Philadelphia 76ers.
Yep. And here he is again, 13 years later.
Rick Mahorn, a foul off the ball. His second, and that'll bring Manute up off the Sixer bench in a hurry.
Stay tuned for the Miller Lite fourth quarter shootout. Tonight, one lucky fan will have a chance to win some great prizes, courtesy of Miller Lite and PHL 17.
Manute Bol enters the game, and Manute had a big game, Steve, against the Timberwolves. You suggested before the game started that he might against a younger and less experienced team like Minnesota, but he was brilliant in there with 8 blocks.
Well, now he's up against Bill Lambier. Bill Lambier is going to pull him out about 20 feet from the basket. Let's see if he can, if Manute can come out and guard him out in that position. The hard part for Manute, though, is if he does go out and guard Bill Lambier, who's already knocked down 2 3-pointers, can he get back defensively under the basket and help protect under there?
Sally for Lambier. There he is outside. Dumars alone, baseline. 28-26, Sixers lead is 2. Percy dribble drive into traffic, went up and in, came down, and a jump ball call. For a moment, I thought it might be traveling because it didn't look, at least from the angle we had, like anybody touched the ball. He just went up and came down. Let's see.
Here you see Hawk getting by the veteran John Long. Goes up, and there's Sally. Good block.
Sally wins the tip, but was he in the air first? He was. Too soon with the tip by Sally, and so they give the ball to the Sixers.
No need for John Sally to do that. He had the sighted height advantage and the jumping ability over Hersey Hawkins.
Gilliam against Sally. Turns him, missed it. Rebound hauled down by Rodman. Dumars against Andre Turner. Fires a jumper, missed that short, and a whistle and a foul. That's going to be on Andre.
So I think that's an awful lot of pressure for Joe Dumars to bring the ball up and run the offense and to shut down their leading scorer and look to score himself. It's almost an impossible task. If he's playing the two-spot defensively, I think he's got a much better chance because generally the guards are bigger and they're a little bit stronger than the one guard. The one guards are a lot quicker, and I don't know whether John or Joe can stay with John Stockton and Magic and all those types of guards. Strickland.
Anderson from outside. He drains that. Ron Anderson. 30-27, a three-point Sixer lead. Here's the pressure by Andre against Dumars. And calmly, he got it across the timeline. Now takes Andre down to the basket, posts him up, turns, misses, tap, no, tapped again, no, rebound, Armin Gilliam. Armin with 5 boards already. Outside Andre, and he scores. Andre makes it a 32-27 Philadelphia lead. This is Long. Checked by Tony Harris. A back pick set by Lambier. Harris was not going full speed. Sally driving, hooking, missing. The rebound tap Rodman, no. And the rebound finally pulled down by Manute. Harris against Long. Into the lane. Jumper is good.
Got a nice leap on that jump shot.
Yeah, he just
can
broke
get up
Long
in the air.
down.
Yep.
Sally will push it across himself against the pressure. 34-27. Dumars pounds the dribble at the top. Against Andre, now walks him into the lane. Long in the corner, nothing but net. Boy, is that a familiar shot.
Well, I don't know why you'd want to go double with his man, but they did.
And at the horn, Andre, and that's a 3, and it counts. Andre at the buzzer threw up a line drive, and it rattled around the rim and dropped, and it counts. And the Sixers, by virtue of the three-pointer by Andre, go to the bench with a 7-point lead, 37-30.
Bottom of the net.
Well, my point is he's been practicing that shot.
Yep.
So he made it.
Absolutely.
Andre. People say we don't do a lot of research. Jumper misses, and Long the rebound. A dribble handoff at the top against some pressure. Benny Johnson matched up with Andre. Looks, bounce to Long. Long, chased by Harris. Jumper Long, no. Rebound tapped up in the air. Aguirre off the bench has it. Hooks it off. Edwards baseline. That won't go, and Andre Turner the rebound. Comes out on the dead run. Andre. This is Harris. In and out, no good. The rebound out of bounds, and it's going to belong to the Sixers. A reminder again that you can get your next Sixers ticket for half price. All you got to do is buy one game in February. You'll get the second one for half price. Teams like the Washington Bullets with the incredible story of Bernard King, the Seattle Supersonics with the youngster Kemp, and of course the Atlanta Hawks with Dominique, and Atlanta's been playing well. 336-2000.
Good move by Tony Harris, getting into the paint, shooting over John Long. You know, when Detroit cut into the Philadelphia lead, made it 28-27. The last minute and 30 seconds, Philadelphia went on a 9-3 run to open the lead up.
This is Aguirre. Spinning and twisting. Guns it out. Long, ducks in. Fires off the glass. Too heavy. Rebound tapped out. Benny Johnson reaching for it. And a reach-in foul on Andre. And that's first.
With that unit that he has right now with John Long and Vinnie Johnson as your backcourt. I mean, both those guys are pretty much two players. He's sitting there with a bench full of two guards. And just waiting for Isaiah to come back.
He's got another one. Blanks, the rookie, on the bench. Here's Benny Johnson. He makes that jumper. And it's a 7-point Philadelphia lead again. 39-32. Ron Anderson slapped away by Aguirre. Aguirre runs right by everybody, and the layup is good. 39-34. Sixers lead is
its favorite sons. No doubt about that. Be there when the Sixers retire Wilt Chamberlain's number. Don't miss the night of basketball and history. Call 336-2000. Did you ever have a number retired? Or did you just take all your numbers with you?
A lot of sport coats hanging in various whatever.
Closets?
Yeah, or establishments. Driving Charles following the timeout and gets the layup. Sixers 3 of 6 now in the period, and Detroit is 5 for 9. And they've out-rebounded Philadelphia in this quarter 3-1. Henry Johnson, no. Rebound, Manute. Banked out to Ricky Green. A 3-point Sixer lead. Ricky, a bounce. Hersey for 3, the home run, kaboom.
Look for your running mate, Ricky Green, looking for Hersey Hawkins. Knocked down the 3 from the right side. All of a sudden you see Hawk putting a lot of pressure on Vinny on the defensive end.
A little better than 40% from three-point land is Hersey on the season. And he'll be a participant, as we said, in the All-Star game in the three-point shootout. Runner Aguirre is good at the other end. Aguirre with a runner. 46-42, 4-point. Sixer lead in the ball. Charles crossover, bounces loose, picked up by Ricky Green. Sally comes up lane. And Charles runs right by him, taking advantage of that. Smart play by Charles, and Sally sprained his ankle. Sally got it up to Aguirre. Rodman is up, and he's going to get Sally. The Pistons will be forced to take a 20 as Sally comes hopping toward the Detroit bench, and Rodman will get him. Tomorrow night at 8, a hard-headed, hard-nosed cop gets framed for his ex-wife's murder out of a hand.
Take a look at Charles Barkley going around the injured John Sally. I'll tell you what, Charles knew exactly when
Smart
he got
play.
the ball. Yep, just take it right by him, because he came out hobbling. There's no way that John Sally could guard Charles Barkley in that situation. He took it right by him. I'm surprised Sally didn't foul him, though.
Well, he reached from behind, kind of half-heartedly. Long drive blocked from behind by Manute. Foul won't go by Edwards, and goaltending call. The rule that Manute was in the net, I think. Now we'll look at it and see.
You'll see the first block right there. Good block now. Edwards goes up. Yep, good call. Manute had his hand inside the rim.
48-44. Hersey comes off the high screen set by Charles. 6 on the shot clock. 5, 4, 3. Charles, jumper, short, rebound, Benny Johnson. Well, he wanted to gun that baby ahead. Now he feeds the low post. Edwards fakes, and a foul.
James Edward, good, solid, low post player. Has a lot of moves. Generally will like to play on the other side, but right there you see nice move to the baseline, and he'll fake up a lot going that way. He got Manute up in the air and drew the foul.
Rick Mahorn gets Manute. Well, one thing that's certainly keeping Detroit in this ball game is offensive rebounds. They have 10 of them already. Philadelphia just 1 in this ball game. Edwards stripped by Rick Mahorn, reach-in foul, and that's on Rick, and now Jimmy's betwixt in between. That is number 2 on Rick, who had just come back into the ball game. Now let's see, you're right.
Ricky Green.
On Ricky. Well, you know what? The official score is still giving that to...
Oh, he's giving it to Ricky Green. 1-4, 1-4.
Andre tried to check in. They said, no, you can't come in. Yeah, I'm not so sure that that... Well, on the official sheet, they've got Mahorn with 2 fouls, Gilliam with 1, Green with 1, 3 on Andre Turner. And now they changed it to 2 on Ricky Green. I don't know.
2 on Ricky Green.
I guess.
He's the one that made the foul.
Well, it was obvious on the replay, but
yeah,
they didn't want to give him the foul on the stat sheet. Rodman deflects that pass out of bounds. Sixers will have it with 9 on the shot clock. They lead by 2, 48-46. Barkley, Green, Mahorn, Hawkins, and Anderson. Charles dribble drive, and a whistle, and a hand check foul as Charles was on his way to the basket. That foul on Rodman. Now it's Gilliam and Barkley as Anderson comes off. Along with Mahorn, the front line. Green and Hawkins continue as the Sixer backcourt. Aguirre playing Gilliam. Dumars playing Hawkins, and a whistle, and this is off the ball. Aguirre.
You gotta love a guy like that. I mean, he's holding Armand Gilliam down low. The foul is called on him, and he just kind of runs out and says, how can you make a call like that? He only had 2 arms all over him, holding his shirt, grabbing his pants.
Aguirre still wanted to argue his case. There's a pass over the head of Charles and out of bounds, and on the turnover, Detroit gets it back. The Sixers had done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. That's their 5th turnover there. They tried to press the tempo early. They build up a pretty good lead, and now Detroit has made a little run, although they have been slow in taking advantage here in the last 2 minutes. 5:04 left to play, first half. Pistons down by 2. They look to tie. Aguirre, leaner, is in and out, no good. Aguirre, the rebound, back up, that won't go. The rebound, Charles. Yet another offensive rebound, but not able to get something out of it. Barkley against Rodman. Mahorn against Edwards. Rick spins in, blocked, but a 49-46. Rick Mahorn with another coming. Makes another. Benny Johnson will shake and bake and went nowhere. Dumars against Ricky Green. Dumars 16-footer.
Sixers aren't putting enough pressure on Vinnie Johnson, though. They're just letting him kind of back Ricky Green down, bring the ball up. If you want, you might want to have double team him, get the ball out, and then try to get into the passing lanes.
Good move, Armand Gilliam, as he just out-quicked Maguire and then got an easy one out of it. Great spin back toward the baseline and into the lane. 52-48, Sixers by 4 as they refuse to let Detroit catch him. Dumars from outside, nothing but net there. 52-50, Detroit refuses to go away. 3:40 left. Near steal, Vinnie Johnson out of bounds to Philadelphia.
You know, you don't see many teams when they play a 2-man game as well as Detroit. Phoenix did it the other day, Sunday, when the player comes off that high screen. They were jumping out and double teaming.
Hersey in traffic, tough shot, and made that.
Watch Philadelphia defense, the 2-man game. They just kind of let the defensive player slide back, which opens up the shot for Dumars.
Dumars feeds Vinnie Johnson. He wheels and fires in and out. Rebound, Rick Mahorn. To Ricky Green. Sixers at a gallop. Hersey for 3. Nope. Rebound, Charles back up and good. 56-50, and the Sixers begin to pull away again. They lead by 6 with 3 minutes straight up to play. First half. Dumars with a belt high left-hand dribble on the left side. The Sixers showed trap. Benny Johnson arcs one on the way. Nope. And the offensive board again to Detroit. Looped underneath, batted loose, and it rolls out back, picked up. And here's Charles all alone at the other end, and he throws that down.
Just kind of looked at Dennis Rodman and said, come on and get some of this one.
58-50, and they've opened it up to an 8-point advantage. Detroit kept getting to within 2 and couldn't get any closer. And Chuck Daly wants to talk it over as he wants to set it up for the last 2 minutes and 17 seconds of the first half. Sixers have played well, and they enjoy an 8-point lead. Sixers 58, Pistons 50.
Watch. The Watchman. I'll get something right tonight.
Dumars for Aguirre following the timeout. And here's the key, I think, so far that really is amazing on the drive, Aguirre. But here's what, this is almost amazing. The Sixers are up by 6 on that basket, and yet Detroit has 12 offensive rebounds already. To me, that's saying that you're giving up 12 second shots, and yet you still have the lead.
One of the problems with trying to trap and pull players out away from the basket is that it does afford the offensive team the opportunity to go to the offensive boards and pull a couple down. Obviously, you don't want Detroit to get too many offensive rebounds, and 12 at this juncture is way too many.
Yeah, if that continues, that could be a big factor in this game. Runner Arman won't go, but a whistle blew. It's a 5-point Sixer lead, so every time they open it up to 7, 8, 9, Detroit is able to make a run and climb back into it. They're within 5, but Gilliam will be at the free throw line here. Here's what's on tap at halftime.
There you go.
That's all at halftime. Right now,
good halftime show.
7-point Sixer lead at 60-53. Edwards. Aguirre. They swing it. Benny. Dumars at the top. Nope. Rodman, another offensive rebound, and a whistle blew.
Once again,
foul is on Mahorn.
You go double and you try to rotate around to the top. Dumars takes a shot, but left Rodman wide open underneath to get good solid position. Ball comes off. Rodman has an opportunity to get it, but Mahorn was holding.
Rick Mahorn's 3rd personal foul. Now we know that's right. 3 on Ricky as he...
About how much Dennis Rodman wants to improve his game. He misses there, but 66% is a far cry from 46 or 45, whatever he's shooting a few years ago.
6-point Philadelphia lead, and a chance to attack a couple more on here. 1:20 left. First half. Gilliam against Edwards. Stares at it. Puts it on the floor, hard to the baseline. Harmon makes it a 62-54 game.
We talked at the top of the show about the inconsistency of Armand Gilliam. Tonight he's having an excellent ball game.
He's played big.
14 points on 6 of 10.
And the Sixers have been very purposeful in doing what they set out to do in this game. Dumars had to change it and made it anyway. Minute, you saw Minute go, I can't believe it. I made him shoot it 20 feet straight up in the air, and he still made it. Barkley against Rodman. To watch that matchup all day. Outside Ricky Green, no. Rebound, Mark Aguirre. Now the Pistons could draw to within 4. 28 seconds left to play. 16 on the shot clock. Edwards at very long range. Now Dumars. Dumars, clear pass to the basket. Again, he alley-oops one up, misses it. The ball tapped out. Sixers have it. Charles is out in front of everybody and slams with 2 hands. 13 seconds left. 64-56, back to the 8-point advantage. The Sixers have fought off every charge. Benny Johnson for 3, in and out, no good. Follow Aguirre is good with 1 and 7/10 seconds left. Minute for Gilliam, puts it on the floor and will not get it off in time. That wouldn't have counted even had it gone. So we've played one half of basketball, and a good one for the 76ers. They take a 64-58 lead to the locker room at halftime. Stay tuned now for 76ers halftime.
Our production staff on Sixers Telecast vote on our choices for the most improved players from a year ago and the Rookie of the Year at the midpoint of the season. What did we come up with? Here's Jonathan Aguirre with our PHL 17 All-Stars.
At one forward, this king first had to conquer his injuries before he could conquer the NBA scoring crown. Bernard King's 30-point average is among the best in the NBA. He's regained his quickness, and that, along with his incredible shooting eye, and his former scoring champ among the elite once again. It's a lot to get excited about. A quick glance at the Celtics' gamble would not necessarily inspire one to call him an all-star. But this former CBA player has helped Boston get off to its best start in a few years. He's a powerful forward capable of scoring inside or out. The Celtics took a gamble on Kevin, and with the veteran help they surrounded him with, his game took off for new coach Chris Ford. A year ago, the experts doubted whether a player coming from high school could make it in the NBA. Sean Kemp showed he belonged a year ago, and 1 year later, this versatile forward has emerged in Seattle. At 6'10", Kemp does it all with a flair for the dramatic. Still 21 years old, Kemp has set himself up to be one of the all-time greats. In the backcourt, Don Nelson has found his general. In just his second year, the 6-foot Hardaway has been playing with the big boys. He's developed the crossover dribble to new heights, and when he's not breaking down his man, he's dishing off to able scorers Richmond and Mullen. The trio have become the NBA's version of Lethal Weapon 3. He nearly was out of the NBA. He's now the Magic's man. Scott Skiles' up-and-down career finally seems to be on course. This talented ball handler can make the circus pass look easy. This season, he has already broken the NBA record for assists in a game. Skiles has become a hot commodity around the league. This year's selection for Rookie of the Year was a simple one. The Nets' Derek Coleman has outperformed all newcomers. He is a brash young man who speaks his mind and backs it up. He is a lithe forward capable of playing all three front-court positions. Coleman has given Bill Fitch a ray of hope.
Time highlights brought to you by Minolta. Experience the magic of Maxim only from the mind of Minolta. Well, Gerald Wilkins reinserted into the starting lineup, and he got off to the good start.
Yes, Gerald very comfortable now as a starter. The job is his if he delivers, and he did for the Knicks in the first half. Gerald went to a lot of up-tempo Gerald Wilkins type games.
And Trent Tucker with a good all-around effort. There's Trent deflecting, comes up with a steal, and watch how this develops down at the offensive end.
Well, Trent's defensive awareness is always there, and that's a necessary part of winning basketball. And Trent was ignored for a moment, and he made the Magic pay the price.
He hit two from downtown. Otis Smith, as we mentioned, had a good shooting first half. Ice Reynolds with the dish off, and here is Otis.
Otis can hang in the air, much like the guy trying to stop him on that play, Kenny Walker.
And the other factor with Scott Skiles out of the lineup after hurting his neck, Sam Vincent came on and did a good job.
Well, when a team has personnel problems, injuries, or what have you, you've got to have somebody step up. And that's what Sam Vincent did. Over nicely, getting through screens. You see pressure being put on Vinny by Hawk. Ricky Green getting through the screens. 2-on-1 situation right now. Nice pass up. Hawk in for the two off the glass. The pressure doesn't work all the time, though. See Ricky Green keeping Joe Dumars out to the side. The double team comes too quick. Ball swung around. James Edward, one dribble. Boom, in for the layup. No rotation that time by the Philadelphia 76ers.
Horn. And Edwards going at it, and Rick makes the first free throw. Now that accomplished two things. It got the Sixers a technical free throw, which Hersey missed, but it also got Edwards to the bench with his 4th personal foul. And Rick had been calling for the ball since the outset of the half.
That helps Armand out because James Edwards was had a, like you said, a decided height advantage over Armand Gilliam on the offensive end. Now Armand has to play John Sally, which is a much better matchup for the 76ers.
Dumars on a dribble. That won't go. Rebound offensively to Rodman. To Sally. Finger roll, no, but a foul. That's going to be an Armand. His 3rd.
Rodman, if I was Armand Gilliam and Rick Mahorn, you might want to switch because Rick could put a body on Dennis Rodman. I'd rather have him down there, feel a little bit more comfortable in that situation.
Sally makes the 2nd. And it's a 3-point Philadelphia lead. Hersey Hawkins, played by Dumars. Gilliam matched up with Sally now. Steve talked about that matchup. Hersey. Falling, firing, missing. A rebound, Gilliam. Sixers have an offensive board. Gilliam raises up. Nope. Rebound, Lambier. Took it away from his teammate Rodman. (68-65). Benny Johnson into the lane, goes up and scores. Little line drive, leaping leaner by Benny Johnson.
The microwave.
And the Pistons are as close as they've been. They're to within 1 at 68-67. Barkley against Rodman. Rodman waves his teammates away. Benny came with a double anyway. Hersey for 3. In and out. Tough luck. Rebound, Lambier. Outlet is for Dumars.
A lot of standing around on the offensive end for Philadelphia.
Sally trying to whip it inside. Hersey took it away. Hersey in a foot race. Leaves it for Charles. Layup good. Nicely done. And the Pistons fall back by 3.
That was an excellent dish by Hawk, realizing that Benny Johnson was back defensively. Took a look over his right shoulder, realized Charles was coming. Real nice dish. Give it to Charles. Give it to the big man when he's running.
70-67. Philadelphia. Lambier. Dumars. Baseline. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And again, the Pistons move to within 1. Charles. Gilliam against Sally. ISO'd, poked away by Sally, out of bounds. Belongs to the Sixers with 12 in the shot clock. Timeout taken. So Chuck Daly wants to talk it over. 6:58 left to play here in the 3rd period. 70-69 Philadelphia.
King, the new improved Seattle Supersonics, and Dominique and the Atlanta Hawks. Just call 336-2000.
Barkley to pull the trigger. Baseline left. Gilliam against Sally. Runs in. Hook is good. Out of a half hook with a left hand by Armand Gilliam, who's played well tonight.
7 for 12. What's that, 16 points now?
You got him going.
Yeah. Talked about him in the pregame a little bit. Said he's got to be a little bit more consistent, score a little bit more, and he has.
Benny Johnson and a foul. And again, it's a 1-point game now. The Pistons can tie this.
Benny Johnson has started in 9 straight games. He's averaging a little bit better than 13 points, shooting 48% from the floor in those 9 starts. And the microwave is starting to warm to the task, huh?
He did not get off to a real auspicious start in the regular season. He was not shooting the ball well, not playing well.
Of course, everybody was down on the Detroit Pistons anyway. They started out with a slow first month, and now all of a sudden they have the same record that they've had the last 2 years.
The horn. Ricky Green over Sally, and he drained that. 74-72. The Sixers have fought off every run by Detroit. See if they can fight this one off. They lead lead by 2, and here's a steal by Hersey. Hawk cut in front of Dumars. Charles against Rodman. Barkley begins to back in. Rodman waves his teammates away. Vinnie Johnson pokes it away from Barkley. Barkley picks it back up. 5-4, runs in, kicks it out. Hersey fires for 3. No. Rebound Mahorn. Rick back up. That won't go. Tapped in the air. Gilliam. They'll get another try. And a fresh 24. 75-72. Lead back out to 3.
Take a look at the rebounding, Neil, and the halftime stats are not very good. Detroit pounding Philadelphia 25-15 at halftime. And you got to remember, when you go back to Minnesota, Minnesota out-rebounded Philadelphia 65-49. And right there is a good opportunity for the 76ers to get back on the boards. They've got to just concentrate on boxing out and going to the boards and getting those rebounds.
They did a good job on that sequence. Dumars forced it, missed it. The rebound, Rodman back up and good. Rodman, who is a good offensive rebounder, has another one and the field goal. That's 10 boards for Rodman and 7 points. Mahorn. Gilliam. No. Rebound Lambier. Dumars. Vinnie Johnson. Shovel. Van Lambier fires and misses. And the rebound, Charles.
They may have gotten away with a goaltending. I think Charles' hand was in the rim that time. Put it on the cylinder, and ball came off.
Gilliam fights his way into traffic. Hooks, scores, offensive foul.
Threw the right arm out as he was getting ready to shoot it. Watch the right arm as he goes baseline, comes back. There's the right arm. Threw a little elbow at John Sally.
That's
good call.
4 on Armin Gilliam.
Very tough for players to realize when they throw that elbow because they're concentrating so much on making the shot.
Sally missed a try for the dunk. That hit the bottom of the rim and came off.
Blocked his own shot.
Charles runs in on Lambier. Goes up. That's blocked. Got it back and scores and is fouled.
You don't see too many players block their own shot, but John Sally did right there, and the Sixers come down. Bill Lambier makes a nice block on Charles Barkley. He gets his own ball. You know, I'm not so sure he didn't do that on purpose. That's a guy, I'm serious. I've seen guys do that where they go up for a little shot like that because they're trapped. They go up for the shot, let the player behind them block a little bit and go retrieve it and take it right back up.
I will ask you.
All right. Great players can make those types of moves.
Well, he's a great player.
Yeah. Average players and good players will never think of that.
And I'm surprised you had it on your mind.
Well, it shows to go you, right?
79-74. The Sixers have opened the lead back up to 5. Detroit's thrown everything but the kitchen sink at them. And here's Vinnie Johnson, a line drive that's good. And they just haven't been able to get over the hump. The Sixers have risen to the occasion every time. They lead by 3 and the ball. Anderson is checked in. Gilliam has come off for the 4 fouls. Barkley against Rodman. 8-7. Jimmy up in front of the screaming illegal, and Dick Bavetta calls the illegal defense. Yeah, you're going to let him intimidate you? We coached together in Philadelphia.
Best dressed coach in the league. Of course, GQ had Mike Dunleavy.
That's what he says.
I might agree with it. Men with 25 blue suits.
They don't fit them.
for every weight class.
Mahorn turnaround is a beauty. Rick Mahorn has played well. Mahorn with the 11. Although they've done a pretty good job of keeping him off the boards. Outside, Aguirre way short. Hersey tracks it down. 81-76. Green from outside, and that's good. And Chuck Daly shakes his head in disgust. 83-76. Dumars against Green. A bounce to Vinnie Johnson. He fires the jumper, misses that. Rebound knocked out. Aguirre has it. To Vinnie Johnson. To Lambier. That won't go. Rebound. Another offensive rebound by Aguirre.
Got to put a body on somebody. Just can't let them come running in from 15, 16 feet without putting a body on them.
Lambier. Good pass and laid it in.
76ers are not boxing out far enough out on the floor. They're giving the Detroit Pistons an opportunity to run 5, 6, 10 feet into the basket without anybody touching them.
Lambier and Mahorn fighting for position. Mahorn for Green. They swing it. Anderson dribble drive. Lost it and a whistle. And palming is called on Ron Anderson.
Mark Aguirre thought, oh, no, they called another one on me. 24 total amount of rebounds. Dennis Rodman pulls down one of his 6. Quick jump back up over Armand Gilliam for 2.
And you know what all that means? The Sixers still lead by 5, 83-78, despite that number.
Yeah, you know, and you got to be a little concerned, though, because they were pounded on the boards in Minnesota, too. And you just can't allow teams like Minnesota to beat you on the board.
Aguirre runs in, hooks it up, and scores. Manute kind of shaking his head like, I don't know what happened there, but Aguirre got in the air, looked as if he was going to dish, and just kind of flicked it back over his shoulder.
He looked right over here at us.
Yeah. Anderson blocked and out of bounds. It's going to belong to Philadelphia. Aguirre the block. Here was Aguirre a minute ago. Hersey had it, lost it once, twice, then Mahorn picked it up. Manute goes up, blocked and taken away. Here comes Rodman. Got it to Vinnie Johnson. And Detroit has climbed back to within 3. There's a foul off the ball. And it's on Rick, his 4th. Armin's on the bench with 4. Rick picks up his 4th with 41 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. We'll see how much of a factor this becomes as Jason Williams enters the ball game now.
This copyright program is presented by the authority of the NBA and the Philadelphia 76ers. Any rebroadcast without express written permission is prohibited.
Lambier, nope, off target. Rebound kept alive, and then Hersey. Ahead to Andre Turner. So to finish out this quarter, as they'll play for the last shot, Turner, Jason Williams, Ron Anderson, Hersey Hawkins, and Manute Bol. Andre. Hard dribble, runner, no, picked out of the air by Lambier. Whipped ahead to Dumars, he'll glide in, and the layup's good. And that should do it. As Andre catches and fires, won't count even if it goes. And the Pistons have drawn back to within 1. It's been run after run after run by Detroit. The Sixers have been able to fight them off. Dumars, there's the trap, and it bothers him, but he cranks it to Rodman, who's wide open. Goes up off the glass, no. Rebound fought for. Lambier had it, and it was poked off his hand by Bol and out of bounds, and it's going to belong to Philadelphia. Sixers bring it up, try to lengthen a 1-point lead. Andre Turner, Hersey Hawkins, Armand Gilliam playing with 4 fouls, Manute Bol and Ron Anderson. Hawk against Dumars. Hawk off the dribble to the baseline, wheeling, ducks in, finger roll, nope, rebound, hauled down by Aguirre.
Good defense that time by Joe Dumars. The Pistons score here. This will give them the first lead since 6-5 early on. 10:31 to go in the first period.
Vinnie Johnson spinning and twisting, firing, and they have the lead. That's, as Steve pointed out, their first lead since early on. 84-83. Now the Sixers have been able to gather themselves every other time that the Pistons have run at them. Hawkins looking for Gilliam and a holding foul. Dick Pavetta with a call. I mean, the play in the post is really brutal. Rodman the foul, but I mean, it doesn't matter who's matched up with who. It is
a lot of holding, a lot
body
of pushing.
on body. Turner against Benny Johnson. Anderson against Aguirre. Aguirre poked at it. Gilliam picked it out of the air. Andre, and there's Lambier, and you can see he and Gilliam banging, and the foul is on Lambier.
No question, Bill Lambier had his arm around Armand Gilliam's left arm, hooking him so that he could overplay him. Bill said, no, I just had my arm out there checking him.
I'll tell you what, on every sequence, you could call a low post foul if you wanted to, off the ball or on the ball side. Here is Gilliam. You see Lambier with a hand on him. He wheels to the baseline, fires, scores, and he's fouled. Armand, the bucket, and a chance for the three-point play.
Armand answers the bell. Detroit took the lead. Take a look. He gets Bill Lambier on his shoulder and just spins away from him right there. Nice move by Armand. He said, I got it. Yeah, got him to lead back.
Gilliam makes the free throw, completes the three-point play, and the Sixers jump back out in front by 2. Outside, Dumars, no. Andre Turner runs down the rebound. Manute after the time, he cranks up a 3, and that misses.
My
the ball
goodness.
tapped outside and picked up by Rodman.
That's an awful shot.
I mean, that was a legit 3.
Yeah, you're right about that, but that's not the shot you want.
There's a holding foul on Ron Anderson at the other end.
Pull him out, sit him down for a minute. Tell him, hey, I don't want that shot from you. He thinks he's still out in Golden State with Nelly.
Dumars. As Detroit looks to tie. Bad pass. Vinnie Johnson poked away, stole it. Andre stutter steps down the lane. Goes up. Nope, wouldn't fall. Lambier. Dumars says, no, I don't want to run.
Slow it down, set it up, try to get this game. Now that we're back to even. Try to get our tempo.
Aguirre, no. Gilliam playing with 4 fouls. Rick Mahorn on the bench with 4. And Aguirre misses the first free throw. Rodman, Lambier, Aguirre, Long, and Dumars against Andre Turner, Ron Anderson, Armand Gilliam, Charles Barkley, and Manute Bol. Aguirre, good with the second. And it's a 1-point game. Sixers the lead in the ball. 9:06 left to play. We're in the 4th quarter as Turner comes with a belt high dribble to the top of the key. Anderson runs baseline. Anderson against Long. Backs him down. Still backs. Turns. Fires on the glass and good. Tough shot, Ron Anderson. 88-85, Philadelphia. You hear Freddie in the background. Come on, Red. One defensive stop. Long picked up his dribble, and Lambier.
Andre Turner doing an excellent job of overplaying Joe Dumars, not allowing Joe to catch the ball.
Aguirre from outside scores. 88-87, and now the two clubs have settled down again, and they trade basket for basket. Turner at the top. Anderson again runs baseline. Again, he backs Long in. Turner from the top of the key, and that rattles around and drops.
We talked about the quickness of his shot. He just caught it, got it in position to shoot, and let it go, and knocked it down.
Andre hounding Dumars. Trying to trap are the Sixers. Outside Aguirre, no. As Manute came out to play, the ball batted out of bounds, belongs to Philadelphia. So Detroit trying to exploit that matchup with Bowl on Aguirre, and Aguirre knocked one down from the left side. This time he moved to the right side, but missed it.
Aguirre's got him set up, though, for a drive if Manute comes out, because Mark has knocked down a couple. Look for a Manute to come out, look to block one, and Mark should be able to drive right by him.
Andre Turner fires again, and short this time. The rebound at the baseline to Andre. To Charles, fall away, nope, rebound Dumars. Chuck Daly says, hey, come on, slow it down. Let's pound it in our half-court game. Aguirre dribble drive. Has to hook it out at long range. Running in and scoring. Aguirre, a runner. 90-89. Anderson for Barkley. Out back, and it hits Gilliam and bounces off his shoulder. Foot race won by Andre Turner, but it's over and back. And here comes Rick Mahorn. He'll get Manute. Basketball and history, 336-2000. That same number. If you want a great buy on tickets, get your next Sixers ticket for half price. You buy one game in February, and you'll get the second one for half price. Washington, Seattle, or Atlanta. Again, 336-2000.
The pace has slowed down, no question about that. First quarter scoring, Philadelphia had 37 points. Second quarter, 27. The third period, 20. And in 6 minutes in the fourth period, the Sixers have scored just 6 points. So the Detroit Pistons are doing a good job of controlling the half-court offense.
Rodman drives, and he sends the Pistons in front for only the second, actually the third time in this game. At 6-5, 84-83, and now at 91-90. I was going to say, despite their good defense, the Sixers have the lead. Charles ripped the rebound away. Off the miss. Good job. And a whistle and a reach-in foul. That's going to be charged to Aguirre, and a technical on Aguirre as well.
Not a smart move in this contest with just a 1-point lead for Detroit. Smart move here by Charles Barkley. He gets the ball away from the defenders. Now all of a sudden he brings the ball up underneath Dennis Rodman's arm. There's the foul, and then all of a sudden Mark Aguirre goes behind and knocks the ball out of Charles' hand.
Benny Johnson checks back in. And the Sixers will have it out of bounds. We're tied at 91.
One more personal, though, and the 76ers will start going to the free throw line as Detroit now has 4 team fouls.
Green and Hawkins, Gilliam, Mahorn, and Barkley. Sixers with their starting lineup in there. Charles against Rodman. Green outside. No, and bounces over the top of the backboard, and it's going to belong to Detroit. Dumars. Low box Aguirre. Loop back out. Dumars, tough shot. For 3, Dumars.
Joe has increased his scoring average every single year. This year he's averaging 19, which is a career high.
Lambier near steal as he tried to poke it away from Gilliam. As he tried to come up with it, he couldn't handle it. It's out of bounds, going to belong to the Sixers.
Taking a look at the good, solid defense by Lambier.
94-91. Barker, free throw line, no. Gilliam the rebound, back up, that won't go, and a whistle and a foul against Detroit. Crowd wanted an offensive foul. It's a block, and Armand to the free throw line. That's 5 on Rodman.
There's no way that's a block. Once Armand gets up in the hill, up in the air, he has the opportunity and the right to come down. The referee.
Rodman leaves. Sally checks in. Johnson, Dumars, Sally, Lambier, and Benny Johnson as Armin makes the second. And it's a 94-92 Piston lead. Aguirre, pump fakes, fires, scores. .429 left. Gilliam. They swing it. Hawk trying to take Dumars off the dribble. Jumper is good. .96-94. And this has been a dandy.
This has been a great game. I mean, you knew it was coming in.
Aguirre, good again. Baseline this time. Jimmy wants timeout. 3:58 left. The Pistons with their biggest lead of the game at 4. 98-94. Go West. 94 as we take a look at Hawkins breaking down Dumars. A little fall away from 16. Bang, down the well it went. But Hersey is suffering through another one of those shooting nights. He had a bad one against Minnesota, taking only 5 field goals in 20 tries. And tonight, he is 5 for 15 from the field.
So far this quarter, Detroit is 7 of 10. They picked up the offensive. And Philadelphia just 4 of 12. The intensity on the offensive end for Detroit is picked up.
And at the defensive end as well.
Yep.
Charles for Ricky Green. Crowd a factor now as they begin to really holler. Backing Armin, turning, firing, scoring. And he quiets the crowd quickly.
I don't know what took him so long. He had Vinny on him for about 3 or 4 seconds, realizing you got a little guy on you. Armand 6'8", take advantage of him, and that he did.
98-96, Detroit by 2. Aguirre lost the handle. Ball run down, though, by Detroit. Got a break there. Benny Johnson jumper, no. Rebound, Charles. Sally and Gilliam got tangled up, and no whistle. Ricky Green for Barkley. Charlie on the right side, free throw line extended. Pounds a dribble, bounces to Ricky Green, swung to Hersey. Hersey dribble drive, down the lane, on the glass, no. And the rebound comes off to Dumars. Got a good shot, it just wouldn't go down. Aguirre, who's been a big factor in the fourth quarter against Mahorn. Aguirre into the lane, kicks it out. Dumars. No, rebound, Rick Mahorn. Sixers look to tie again. Charles may just decide to get this done himself here. With a dribble, illegal defense, got the call.
Mark Aguirre, you know, this evening Hawk has missed.
Sixers will have the ball, though, out of bounds because of the technical for the illegal defense and still have an opportunity to tie. 98-96 Pistons, 2:15 left to play in regulation. And I say that because the Sixers have been involved in a ton of overtime games. Jumper, no. Rebound, Lambier. 8 overtime games, I think, already.
Yep, they're 4 and 4.
Including a 2 overtime affair in their last outing. Pistons, Sixers need to stop here. Benny Johnson to the hole. And it rolls and drops, and Jimmy wants another timeout. Benny Johnson off the dribble to the hole strong. With a minute 45, he scores, and the Pistons half price. You can see the Sixers and the Bullets, the Sixers and the Sonics, or the Sixers and the Hawks. 336-2000, and we've got a great one here.
It's called defense right now. The man who digs down becomes an attitude. I want to stop him.
Hawk at long range. In the post. Turning, Rick, no, the foul, but a whistle on a foul. Lambier and Barkley colliding. They become kind of friendly.
Well,
amazingly, and not really in this game, but they did a little filming yesterday of a movie.
Kind of typifies what they've been doing their entire career, though, what they filmed yesterday,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
what they did was just a little piece where they needed two athletes to appear, and they shot them pushing each other in a bar.
That's what I said. It kind of typifies the way their careers have crossed. Getting into a bar and push one guy, the other guy pushes the other guy, kind of like out on the basketball floor.
Mahorn makes a pair. Two big free throws by Ricky. 100-98. The Sixers are back to within 2. Pistons with 1:20 bring it up. Dumars. Now the Sixers trying to dig down again defensively. Aguirre against Mahorn. Shakes and goes to the baseline and draws the foul. That's on Rick. That's 5. And we'll see it again.
Rick Mahorn doing a good job, but Mark Aguirre between his legs. You know what? It's kind of a weak call, but it's a call that is made a lot of times by the referees because Mark Aguirre has such big hands that he just picked the ball up and kind of leaned into the body of Rick Mahorn, drawing the foul and the contact. That's what you have to do.
And he missed the free throw. Still kind of a weak call. There wasn't a whole lot of contact on the play other than whatever, but Mahorn misses, or rather Aguirre misses the first. And we've got a great game here. Let's hope that the ending is going to be right. Aguirre makes the second one. Now it's a 101-98 game. Sixers need a big win. And this would be it right here at the Palace in Auburn Hill. Charles tries, scoops, blocked by Sally, and no goaltending. Good drive by Charles and a great defensive play.
That's what Detroit is known for. They're the best defensive team in the league, and you can see right there, come crunch time, they are out there. They're overplaying. They're blocking shots. They're doing what it takes to win.
40 seconds left. Lampier for 3. Bang! Down the well it goes. Jimmy wants another timeout. Lampier for 3. And if he didn't stab the 6th side after a big defensive play by John Sally at the other end. And Steve, you made a point at looking at the quarter scores, what the Sixers have scored in each period, and it has gone down in each quarter, so it means simply that Detroit tightens the screws defensively as the game wears on.
And that's something that Chuck teaches in practice. It comes from practice. He says you've got to start winning games by playing good, solid defense. They do that. When the shot goes up and it's missed, they go get the defensive rebound, and that's what Chuck Daly stresses.
A look at the Portland Trail Blazers. Right now, the best record in basketball in Portland, the City of Roses.
Probably the most fun team to watch in the league, the way they push it up and the way they can play defense. Terry Porter, Drexler.
This one not over yet. 35 seconds. Ricky Green. Oh, in and out, no good, and Sally the rebound. And now the Sixers will have to foul as Mahorn grabs Vinnie Johnson. 104-98, and Vinnie will going to wipe those out.
Oh, now they put up 5.
Okay.
Simple mistake.
Yeah, they just didn't have it right on the scoreboard, and that's what Dick Bavetta checked about.
Or maybe they did, and they said, it's the penalty.
106-98. Charles. Pump fakes on Sally. Circles, pump fakes him again. Throws it up, offensive foul. Offensive foul, Charles, and it's turned over to Detroit with 15 and 9/10 seconds left.
John Sally once again playing good, solid defense. There you see Charles Barkley just throwing a little elbow out, jumping right into John Sally. A little frustration foul right there. 76ers had this game for 3 quarters. The screws were tightened defensively, and now the Pistons with an 8-point lead.
And the clock running at 10 seconds, and Ricky Green fouls Dumars at the timeline. Green and Dumars exchange a few pleasantries. Ricky probably said, hey, I had to foul you. And Joe says, Bavetta thinks that there's a little something going on, but not really. I think they were more just chatting a little bit.
Bench also, they've got to get a little bit more scoring out of the bench.
Ricky Green in and out and over the top of the backboard. Detroit will have it on the side with 2 3/10 seconds left. 107-98, the ball game over, and the Pistons keep alive their mark of not having lost 2 consecutive games here at the Palace